We completed restoring your 1972 Heiwa Pachinko machine. This quick start guide will show you how to set up your machine and get it running. Now your machine has boards on the bottom to stabilize it, but for those who may be watching the video and don't, you want to attach some kind of board to the bottom of your machine. These are just 1x4x10s. You attach two of them as legs and they help balance the machine, or you can put it in a cabinet. Now the first thing you'll want to do is to lock your ball drain lever. It's on the back, up in this area here. Now the way the drain lever works is it's right here. You can lift up and down, and so you see this part moving here. This shiny part here where the light's hitting, and it's got that little notch in it, that notch needs to engage with a piece of metal right here where my fingertip is. And it's a two-handed process to do. There's a clear piece of plastic here, kind of a knob, and you're going to use that and you're going to slide it, and there you can kind of see the tab coming across. You're going to slide it all the way over. Now to get it to engage, you're going to also have to activate this lever, so do that first. Pull that down, slide that over, and now it's locked. If you just try and slide this, it won't really catch. Now the most common problem with Pachinko machines is when the one ball seesaw is in the wrong position. When it's in the wrong position, your machine won't pay out any balls, any jackpots, and the machine will back up and cause other problems. So I've taken this cover off so you can see a little bit better. Inside here you can see a ball here, and then there's another ball here. They're in a piece of plastic that acts as a seesaw. It teeter-totters up and down. In this position, the machine won't pay out and it won't function. So you need to reset it in this position simply by pushing on this little plunger here. When you push it, it resets the seesaw. So you don't have to take off the cover to do that, just push that up. Now while these machines work on gravity alone and don't need any electricity, you can have a couple of light bulbs flash when you get a jackpot. So we wired it up to a 9-volt battery. You can just connect that, snap it on. One light bulb's up here, and the other one goes right here. I have it hanging out right now just because I wanted to show you. It fits in the hole. You just kind of give it a slight push and it should stay just fine. Another common problem with Pachinko machines is not having enough balls in your supply tray. So when you add balls to the supply tray, there's levers here, and the weight of the balls will push down on those levers. And as it pushes down on that lever, you can see this long wire moving, and it's lifting apart here. And what that does is two things. One, it'll drop a sign in the front, or it'll actually raise it when you add balls. So right now this sign is here, and that says, stop, wait, you need to add balls to the back. Also, right behind here there's a little metal catch. So even if you have a ton of balls here and you're flipping, you may not be able to shoot because that is blocking it until you add balls into the back supply tray. Go ahead and load some balls into the play tray. We'll load some balls into the supply tray. And when we do, they'll run down this upper track, they'll make this turn. If this is up, just flip it down. They'll go through the turn, down this lower track, and then enter into your jackpot assembly. Place a bucket here to catch balls that fall out of the one ball chute and out of the lost ball chute. Play Pachinko, you'll pull down on the flipper. This is the finger rest bar. Usually you rest your finger underneath it, on top of it, and you pull it down, and you want to pull it down all the way and then quickly let go. And when you do, then that gives enough power for the spring to launch the ball on the playfield. Launch a ball, it'll roll up this lane out onto the playfield. There's a rubber bumper here. It can hit that bumper and bounce back, and then it'll fall down the nails, go past the spinners, and the goal is to get it into one of the tulips or one of the pockets or the center main attraction. Now any of those it goes into, the same thing happens. You get paid out a jackpot, the same number of balls, and the lights will flash, and as the balls fall down on the back of the machine they hit a bell, so you hear a bell sound. Now these tulips, right now they're open, making it easier for a ball to go in. Once the ball goes in, they'll close. And then when a ball goes in when they're closed, they'll open. So it's an open close. This one up here, it's a little different type of tulip. It always stays open. So as a ball drops in, they'll just temporarily close and then they'll open back up. The first time you load the machine with balls and the first shot you make, it's actually loading a ball into the shooter lane, so nothing will happen. Now a ball is loaded and ready to shoot. So it shot up, hit the bumper, and fell down, and went out this exit here, and it falls into the back into the bucket. Okay, so we saw a ball go into this tulip. We saw the lights flash, and we got to pay out a jackpot of balls. Now this tulip was open over here, so I wanted a ball to go over here, that way I have a better chance of getting one in there. And to do that, you, instead of pulling the flipper all the way down, which causes the ball to come over here, you pull it down part way to get it to come up and just drop here. You also want to try and aim for the middle, because if you can get it in the middle, it can also open up a tulip if it's closed. So you just take practice and figure out how far you have to pull. To get it to go into the middle, and then as you saw, it opened up this tulip. Take a look at a jackpot from the back. I'm going to drop a ball in from the front, and it's going to come down here, and it'll drop behind all of this, and you will see it enter in to where the seesaw is. The seesaw will pivot, and when it does, then the ball will come over here, and it'll land on this. There's a long metal arm here, land on this shovel, causing that arm to pivot down. As that arm pivots down, there's a rod over here. It's going to push up on this rod, and as it pushes up on that rod, it'll move all this linkage over here to your jackpot assembly, and it'll cause this to pivot open, and then all the balls that are in the jackpot will fall down. They'll hit an arm back in here. That arm will pivot, the balls will roll, hit your bell here, and then they'll go out to your play tray in front. I'll do a few of them. Okay, that's how the jackpot works. These old Heiwas are pretty finicky, and they have a lot of moving parts, and sometimes the parts don't complete their cycle. And that's happened in this case. So if you're ever playing and your lights come on and stay on, or you get a jackpot and nothing happens, you should stop, turn the machine around, and take a look at what's going on. So taking a look here, we can see that there is a ball down here on that arm. So that long arm that went across, it came down here and stopped instead of releasing and letting the ball fall through. There's a little paper clip here. I'm going to lift that up, and when I do, it'll release the ball that's there. Okay, that released. Now, your jackpot assembly didn't complete its cycle either. So it could be a couple things. It could be that this little white piece right here needs to pivot, which is exactly the case. So you can pull that back and pivot. Actually, really, that's the only problem that should be there. So we pulled it back, the assembly refilled with balls, and we also have a backup here because I was dropping several balls in at a time to get a jackpot, and one hung. But I still have another ball waiting. The seesaw needs to be reset. So I'll reset the seesaw. And it paid out the next jackpot. Now if you ever win a whole bunch of jackpots, they'll fill up your play tray in front, and they'll start backing up here, and you can actually see them here. And the next time I get a jackpot, instead of going out into your play tray, it is going to fall straight down here, hit a metal plate at the bottom, and then go out into your receiving tray up front.